the guest speaker, the members of the management, the chairman of this occasion, the guest speaker, the members of the board, the principal, the directors of the school, our coordinators, members of the management council, distinguished members of staff, our dear parents, class of 2023, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. To be honest, it still feels like a dream to be here to give this speech. Several years ago, I was performing poorly, so my parents had me transferred to Union Primary School. In my first year there, I made 7 Fs. Out of the 16 subjects that I did, I was by far the dumbest student in the class. The next year after that, new students joined my set, and to the glory of God, I was able to beat one of them to become second to last. I was enjoying my newfound position until the day came which proved to change me forever. I was playing football against Obina's team. At the time, I could say I was a better player than Obina, but not anymore. My team was 1 goal down when Mr. Chiji Okoro, currently the director of formation, sent a smallish boy to come call me. Already frustrated, I laughed up at the boy and I rushed upstairs to tell Mr. Chidi. A moment later, the boy came to call me the second time, so I followed him upstairs. Mr. Chidi was marking my test script and had me called because he couldn't make out what I had written. Of course, I failed the test. In my eagerness to return to the beach, I hurriedly helped him to decipher what I had scribbled. I was almost at the door when his words nailed me to the spot. "Gerald, sit down," he said. "No sports for you for the rest of the term." I felt he was bluffing. When I realized from his expression that he meant it, it dawned on me that I was in the hot soup. Right there and then, my little fun-filled world ended. Going forward, I would sit at a corner watching others enjoy themselves while I thought deeply about my life. He didn't stop at this, as he also seized my lunch and break time, because I didn't know some basic things like the times table and how to spell some common words like enough. He would also call me out in math class to solve a math problem he knew clearly I couldn't solve. Not to forget the yards that could leave you depressed for weeks. All this made me strongly believe this man hated me. Slowly, this got me to make some efforts at improving, as it took me 3 years to start passing mathematics in particular. The time I spent off the pitch helped me develop the habit of reflection, and the event of him calling me out in math class helped me overcome the overwhelming phobia I had for mathematics and academics in general. As I got older, it dawned on me that all he was trying to do was to push me far out of my comfort zone, and for that, I remain grateful all my life. As Confucius once said, it does not matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. The first year in New for most of us was the best ever. We were alone in the school, and had it all just for us. We would play football against our teachers every Friday, as we look forward to having the bragging rights of having us make the teacher. As one would say, life was all cruise then, until we had barely 2 months to sit for the external exams. We were very excited about the lockdown until we started the stressful online classes. Life just went sour at the time, as football matches were also postponed because of the virus. We were still coping with life until the death of Father Joachim Cabanyes was made known. I didn't know how to feel when I heard of it. He was a close friend of my dad, and I've met him a couple of times. He was a warm, cheerful, and peaceful man. May his soul rest in peace. We all made it into SS1 and got to choose our career subjects. I must say, I still had a hint of fear for maths, but my parents convinced me to go for further maths. Further maths classes were the most lively classes of them all, mainly because we found ourselves often lost and laughed throughout the classes. I will forever remember the first further maths CE we had, which was scheduled for the last period of the day. The question papers were shared, and after 5 minutes, one of us stood up and left. His mom looked through the window, seeing everyone else still seated. She asked him, "Are you done?" He said yes. Then she asked again, "Or further maths?" He replied yes. Then she put her hands on her head and left with him. It was quite funny because we knew how hard the test was. This guy was an IT genius, always in Mr. Naker's lab, with countless flash drives hung on his neck. He later moved to the United States and is one of the best over there. To the glory of God, in the past PCE, out of the 10 of us that sat for further maths, 6 made A1. When the first year results came out in SS1, I realized I had to sit up or I'll be overthrown permanently in due time. Ogbuefi, a transfer student into SS1, came in and beat the whole class, while also making a very high average score I never achieved prior to SS1. I was so shocked because it looked the end. As usual, sitting at the corner, reflecting, with my CA printout in my hands, downcast. Mr. Chinedu spotted me and offered some comforting words which got me on my feet again. Ogbuefi was so good that I didn't know how to beat him or how to study way harder. School life went on as normal until we were made to part ways with CG&B. Our food rations were reduced, and we all agreed we wanted CG&B back. We got a new coach, Mr. Chime, and his sidekick, Mr. Nna. Who survived one of Daniel's shots from very close range. I won't say where. SS2 was so hectic, and with Ogbuefi gone, Chrysanthus, the young genius, Anthony Okoye, the walking textbook, Nnedoke, the guy who wrote several exams, even in WAEC, without a calculator. Happy birthday, by the way. Chimadi and Obiatu, the laws of English, all took turns to taunt me in different areas of academics. Mr. Chidi, back with his antics, made us spend our weekends solving loads and loads of further maths assignments. We saw the number of further maths students diminished by half in over a year. Mr. Bao taught us to be versatile, as he proved he was a man who truly lived out the theories of economics in his life. Mr. Bob Squeak one. And Mr. Christian did impromptu physics test, gave us heart attacks, but actually helped us develop a good reading culture. Mr. Bernard's engrossing classes was the best for some of us, for some reason, best known to Kenny and Jeremiah. And of course, Mr. DK's strict rule to always leave a line between your work or you score 0. Made us learn not to joke with him when in the classroom. I'll forever remember when we would make all sorts of plans for the football matches on Wednesdays. We would have Obin and Henry ever ready to get in a heated argument with one special current SS2 defender who would always commit a foul and the referee rarely gave us the due free kick. Saturday sports was something to look forward to until Mr. Kenneth Atichi, our best mathematics teacher ever, passed away doing what we love the most. I can't imagine how traumatic it must have been for those who are present on the pitch when it happened. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. Life became even more demanding when we had to spend our weekends here in school, having more tiresome classes. We were actually in school every day of the week. We barely had sports, coupled with the fact that we had Mr. Chinedu sneaking up on us, breathing down our necks, and always reminding us why we had to be responsible. We believe he didn't understand why we did what we did. I mean, we are boys. We found our way around things, and thanks to our able career mode, the camp will register some fond memories. The life lessons I've learned here in Uri are these. Hunt your dreams while you still can, working like your life depended on it. Try to smile always, which I must say, I never actually learned to. Apologize for your excesses. Understanding how formation can actually stabilize your life is necessary for consistency. I recall when I would have a long talk with Father Basil and how he provided perfect answers to the problems I was facing. And I must say, those long talks impacted my life for the better. I can't remember ever missing out on Mass for any reason, as I knew, take it from me, the grace received is unmatched. Lastly, I cannot overstress the need for us all to learn to be social. Guys, 6 years is gone. We made it and have left our mark in this school as our first ever graduates. We have set up massive records and would like to see who will challenge us. A set that will make a class average of 80% is not a set to be joked with. Before I wrap this up, I must say thank you to my daily teammates, Izu, Daniel, John, and myself, who helped us to win the last athletics competition and many others, as it meant the world to me as the daily team prefect. I would like to also say thank you to my parents for being there for me and standing by me even when it all seemed bleak. I will leave you with a quote that kept me going when things were so difficult. I didn't come this far to only come this far. As we disperse into the various parts of this planet and beyond, I wish you, my irreplaceable classmates, success in your future endeavors, and always remember, we were bred to be as soon. Thanks for listening.